Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us today for Magic Software Enterprises webinar From Data to Decisions How CIOs Can Lead the Analytics Revolution. I'm Amit Chilkin. I'm your host and a moderator for today's sessions. In today's fast changing digital landscape, data driven decision making is no longer optional. Rather, it's a key driving factor for business success. On the other hand, challenges like outdated systems, fragmented data, and regulatory complexities are the reason why businesses are being held back. In today's sessions, we will provide you actionable insights and strategies how you can overcome the challenges while integrating analytics within your legacy systems, how you can create an ROI using AI/ML powered solutions. To guide us through today's session, I'm honored to welcome Himanshu Trivedi, a visionary leader in the field of advanced analytics, AI, and digital transformation. With 2 decades of experience working in the intersection of technology and business, Himanshu has been the key driving factor for many data-driven decision strategies across various industry. With this, I welcome you on board with us, Himanshu. Thank you for joining us and request you to take the stage and take us to the advanced analytics world.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Amit, for a wonderful introduction from your side. And I would like to thank everybody who has joined us. They've taken out time from their busy schedules to attend this thing. So let me give you a quick introduction about myself. So as Amit mentioned, I have almost 2 decades worth of experience purely into data management and analytics. And working all these years, predominantly is to start with on the data management side. I've been very closely working with a lot of customers, solving their problem, understanding their needs. And in this session today, I think some of the important aspects that I would like to talk about is how exactly in all these years during my experience, I have observed that the end users, how they have started thinking differently, what exactly are their expectations in terms of their data sets, what kind of solutions they want, how exactly we have helped them achieve these kind of solutions, and what exactly Magic is doing in this entire spectrum of things. So I think I would like to start the session on this note, and I hope everybody is able to see our screen. Okay, so going back to what I said, all these years, one thing that I have observed that the data, the evolution of data has changed drastically. When I started my career in 2005, I remember it was all about collecting the data, converting all the data into, or rather leveraging data integration platforms that were existing over there, like Informatica and many other that we used to use. And then, of course, taking that entire set of information, dumping it into the repositories, which used to be known as data warehouse, data mart, operational data store. And then, of course, the evolution of cloud, big data technologies when arrived. In last 5 to 7 years, to be very precise, I have observed this, that now the end users are purely, they are not only looking into the patterns or the business intelligence or the reporting side of the things. Rather, now they are more interested to see how their data can help them take next best action, can help them achieve actionable insights, and can take their business to a different level. So it's no more about just deriving the data pattern using BI reporting or dashboard. It's about helping the data understand next best action. So in order to understand this in a better way, I would like to walk through 3 very interesting use cases or customers that we worked with. All 3, of course, come from very different domain, very different background, and they all were in their leadership role. And they reached out to us for some help. So these 3 use cases will help you all understand how exactly the end user persona is changing on a day-to-day basis, and what are some of the things now they are expecting when it comes to data-driven insights or actionable insights or advanced analytics. So let me come up with the first very interesting story. So of course, few years ago when I was based out of US, I was working for a very big pharma company. And there I met my friend John, who you can see on the screen. He was working as a sales rep as in one of the organizations from pharma side. And as sales rep or as the head of sales rep, I think one of the key activities for John was to interact with different HCPs, healthcare professionals, healthcare organizations, to discuss with them the efficacy of the drugs, how their drugs are performing, whether they are subscribing it or not, what are the doctors that he needs to target, not only him but as his team, how exactly are the rebate programs that are available for those drugs. And this activity overall in the US pharma sector is known as account planning activity. Now, when my friend John used to do all these activities, of course, he was already having data residing in a centralized repository. And before meeting any of the doctors or before reaching out to any of the hospitals, he used to plan his meeting, which they call as account planning activity. Now, as part of this account planning activity, they need to collect various set of information before going and reaching out to the doctors. So to check their availability, what kind of marketing content they have currently available, how exactly, how much influential the doctor is. So for them, the doctor is like an account for them. What are the different opportunities that are there, any kind of program agreements that they are having with the doctor, and all these kind of things. Now, in order to do all these things, of course, as I mentioned, they already had a system, they already had repositories from where they used to run different kind of reports, dashboards, and all those things. And then one day he came and told me that it's all good that I have a centralized repository, but then let's say I have to suddenly attend a meeting, and let's say I am driving. And while driving, I need to make sure that I have all these information available to me. And I want to make this entire process of collecting the already existing data in a centralized repository in a much more easier way. So can you or your team can help us with this? And he gave a very brilliant, sentence, one-liner statement of his problem. He said, Himanshu, can you make me talk to your data? And I think that's where the entire essence of what I said, the expectation from the end user is changing nowadays. So leveraging AI ML, we created a smart assistant for John. What we did over here is that we took all those centralized repositories where data were residing. Of course, we used data integration platform and all these things that were there. And then using these innovative technologies, we created a smart assistant, kind of a bot, wherein even now, if John has to attend any meeting while driving, he will just go, he will speak with the bot. Can you get me my top accounts? He's going to get that information. Can you get me the latest marketing collaterals? He's going to get it. So earlier, if you see in this particular use case, he already had a centralized repository. He was already having data, but now even the end user are thinking how exactly these things can be made simpler using any kind of innovation or advanced technologies. For them, technology doesn't matter. So as I said, that for him, it was very simple. He wanted to talk to his data. So as an innovative company, we decided that we are going to leverage the innovative tech stack, and this is what we created for him. Now, similar way, there is another very interesting use case. This happens to be a CEO of a leading IT company. And of course, they are having their product suite. Now, all of you might have heard a lot about AI agents and all those things, right? So in this particular use case, the CEO came to us along with his technical team, and they said, we have our suite of products. But at the same time, we want to create a utility for our product. And the utility was very simple. They said that we want to have an open AI document generator. Now, all of you who are working on web applications and all these things, you are aware about how APIs are. So APIs are meant to interact with each other where there are different systems and all. Now, there are already existing tools available which are there, which can help you create an API and all. But one of the key challenges over here is that you have to do everything from the scratch. So let's say a developer or a programmer who is leveraging a particular tool. Now they want to create a API. For them, they need to create inputs, they need to create output, they need to provide parameters, schema name, then they are going to generate it. After generating, they are going to validate it. After validating, they'll see that if at all there are any changes that they need to make in this particular API, they have to go and make the necessary changes in the code, rerun it again. So basically this entire process might take a day or two or something like that. So we took this use case, and again, using large language model, we took this entire set of open APIs that we wanted to create, and we created a very interesting, innovative utility, which currently this particular customer is using. And then via this utility using LLM, as you can see on the screen on the right hand side, so we created a very simple form wherein they have to just on drop down they have to select. So let's say I want to create an inventory management system. What all are the basic things for an inventory management system? Everything is going to come up over there with very minimal inputs, and then you just click generate, and it is going to generate an entire API for you, which you can leverage. Of course, if at all there is any tweaking needed, 10-15% that's there, but then 80-90% everything is automated over here. So here, if you see, there is another use case, very different use case, very different problem that they are having. It's a product-based company. They wanted to create a utility for their project, which, as I said, and which is now called a AI agent. So we created this AI agent for them, and same problem which could have been handled or which was handled earlier in a different aspect is now being handled in a different way. So complexity has been reduced. The flexibility was very limited if you are going to create it earlier, where right now we have created a front end where it is a real-time API updates that you can do. Similarly, if you are doing it manually, of course, the efficiency is going to be low. You need to, go check how actually it is, and it can be integrated with any of the existing, for example, Swagger or any of those existing tools. So overall perspective, we wanted to showcase that how exactly, again, in this case, using innovation, we tried to achieve an outcome. And again, different user persona, different expectation, but how exactly they are thinking. So this was second very interesting use case that we had. Now, let me talk about the third interesting use case, about a US-based manufacturing company. Now, again, here we have had a very senior person in the leadership team. And as part of manufacturing company, you know that if you are running a manufacturing company on a day-to-day basis, these people need to interact with their team, different people, understand how many plants are running fine. Is there any issue with any particular plant? If at all there are any kind of issues or anomalies that are getting detected, they are going to check their reports, identify what is happening. Then, of course, after checking these reports, there is going to be a manual interaction. Somebody will be informed in that plant. That person will go. They are going to check the relative machine in that plant. And then, of course, they are going to take action. So what we did over here, we created an anomaly detection model. And I think this is a very commonly used phenomenon, which is existing in manufacturing company. So we created a machine learning model for them. We took some of their current, so we did a study of their existing plants. What are the current existing reports that they had? They were using a very good BI tool that was there, which was, of course, helping them identify pattern. But then again, the things were manual. But using machine learning program, our team created this entire anomaly detection model, as a result of which right now this particular model is running in more than 20 plants very successfully, automatically identifying what are the anomalies that are existing. So basically we gave it a predictive capability, right? So earlier the data monitoring was very, very manual. Rather, we made it very, very anomaly specific. Then it didn't had any predictive capabilities. So we, of course, added and improved predictive analytics capability for that. Then of course there was limited textual information. So basically there were certain aspects, the KPIs that they were looking into. But then as part of this, we enhanced the visualization, because of course when you are taking it to a advanced analytics tech stack, it's an altogether different way. So we worked with them, we collaborated with them, we wanted to know how the end users have been reading it at this point of time, and then we also educated them about how they can take care of this machine learning model that has been created. The entire approach earlier that they had was very reactive. So they will go, they will analyze their report. Once they analyze their report, they will find out what is the anomaly that is getting detected. And once they find out the anomaly, then action is taken. But here in this case, since everything is predictive and they are informed in advance, one of the very interesting thing that they came up is that one of their plant was having a gas leakage for almost 10 to 15 days earlier, they mentioned. And then it took them certain amount of time to identify it. But with our anomaly detection model, with the kind of capabilities that we created based on the requirements that we gathered, this time when something happened, they were immediately identified or alarmed, because that's how the model was trained. And at the same time, we also made sure that we are collecting data from the end user. So whether the anomaly that our system is detecting, whether it is detecting the right anomaly or not. Do you feel that anything that has been identified was wrong or anything? So when you are collecting data in such processes, the model becomes more and more robust as the time goes by. So the essence of all these three use cases of discussing and bringing this in front of everybody was that basically we wanted to make sure that each and every user persona is taken care in a proper way. All the three business users are very, very different. They wanted to solve a problem in a very, very different way. And this is how we help them using our advanced analytic tech stack. Okay. Now, let me jump on to how exactly we are doing it, right? So, of course, since we are doing all these things, how exactly Magic as a team we are trying to do it. So, this is what we call as our Magic Advanced Analytics Center. So, as part of Magic Advanced Analytics Center, what we are doing, we are interacting with our various customers. We are purely working here as problem solvers. We don't get into the details, or we don't tell them that we are very specific that either you use this technology or that technology. Let's say if somebody is already using some kind of traditional tech stack, they have, so we would like to leverage, we have the capability of leveraging that as well. Somebody, there are certain business users or certain customers who wanted us to suggest on the basis of their problem that what kind of tech stack they should be using, of course, based on their budgeting, requirements, scoping and everything. So that's where we discuss, we talk to them, we tell them about the next gen analytics tech stack that is recommended and what are the different outcomes that they can expect out of it. And MAC basically is an end-to-end analytics system where right from data cleansing, data pre-processing, data post-processing, having algorithms, KPIs, some pre-built models that we have created. So for example, the one that I showed you, anomaly detection use case. Now it's a classic use case which can be used or which can be leveraged at any of the manufacturing domain companies, and of course they can tweak it, modify it as per their need or as per their ask, and then on the basis of any kind of outcome that they are expecting, right? So as we are showing it, outcome driven analytics. So what exactly is your use case? Do they want to do predictive analytics? Do they want to know real-time insights? Do they want to do any kind of exploratory services? So that's absolutely fine. We sit with them, we collaborate with them, we make sure that we are understanding their need, and as part of MAC, we are trying to solve this problem. And that's why we are calling this data as a service. Because in all these three use cases, you saw that how differently the end users or business users nowadays are perceiving, or they want output related to their data. And that's where data can be leveraged in a way where they can use it as a service for various kind of aspects, which can help them as I said in the start of my presentation, next best action, actionable insights, or any of those desired things. Okay. Now let me move on to how we do it, right? Because it's very important for us that when you have a methodology, or when you have a framework, or when you have services, and by the way, Mac is purely a professional services. It's not a product, it's not a utility, but then it has the capability of working with any customer. As I showed you in all the three cases, that we helped a company achieved a very specific domain specific solution. Then we created a utility to somebody. So somebody wants to create a utility. Perfect. We are ready. We are going to come. We are going to collaborate with you. We are going to create AI agent or anything that you are looking forward. So it has the capability of creating utilities as well. But Mac as an offering is a pure professional services. And our entire approach when we reach out to any customer is something that we are trying to showcase in this screen. So any kind of idea that our customer is having, we take that idea with them. We decide what are basically the focus area. They want to see technical feasibility of any of their existing, let's say, products, or any of their existing tech stack that they have. They want to leverage it, or they want to have a user experience based persona, or they want to achieve any kind of specific business outcome, some of the things that you saw in the use cases. And then our team of experts sits with them. We take some amount of data and we do a quick POC with them worth 3 to 4 weeks span of time. We decide what are the innovation themes that they are looking for. It can be AI ML based, it can be smart assistant, it can be NLP, it can be data science, it can be any of the aspect other than that also. Now, there have been certain customers who they did not wanted to get into this, but they said that we already have certain set of analytics dashboard, and maybe we want to have a customer 360-degree analytics for us. So we said no problem. Without even using AI ML, we went ahead, we took their entire set of data that's there, and we created a customer 360-degree for them, which was very helpful for them. And now we are taking the same customer for whom we did customer 360 to next level, meaning where if at all they want to do any kind of correlation analysis, regression analysis, what if analysis, we can do it with them. So basically the overall essence of this is your data is getting explored day by day once you start seeing insights out of your data. And that's where we are taking our customer to a step-by-step approach, not immediately just telling and suggesting them to leverage AI, ML, or any of these innovative Gen AI or LLM kind of things that are there. So that's how we are progressing over here. And the benefit, if you ask me about this entire thing that we have seen from our customers or what we have heard from them is a scalability. Scalability is going to be a very important aspect of any of the solutions that we are going to create using any of these advanced tech stack, because every time we cannot reinvent the wheel. So whenever we are creating any AI model or any kind of these innovative model, we are making sure that whatever are their future roadmap, that is also taken into consideration. So that's why the solution provided is going to be a scalable solution. Customization, you already saw the examples. It is going to be very, very customized and domain specific. So if somebody has any need which is very, very specific to their domain or very, very custom solution problem that they want to address or answer, we have our team of expertise. We have people in our team who have been working on different domains with our past experiences. And accordingly, as we said, that in some of the cases like life sciences, manufacturing, BFSI, we have already done a lot of work. So there are already pre-built models, algorithms, KPIs that we have. And anybody who wants to take or who wants to leverage these set of KPIs or algorithms for any of their existing set of solution, we are ready to do that. Again, ease of implementation is a very, very important aspect, because as we said that we are purely problem solvers. We don't want anybody to get bogged down with that you leverage this technology stack or that technology stack. If somebody is having a Microsoft platform, absolutely fine. If somebody wants to do it in any other existing tech stack, absolutely fine. You are already having some set of, so for example, one of the customer, they mentioned in one of the discussion that we are already having some LLM models. Can your team come, check, verify, suggest us whether it can help us in our existing needs or not? We went ahead and we are doing a entire roadmap assessment for them. Same way, as I mentioned, we have pre-built model. If you want to integrate it with the cloud, because nowadays with the evolution of cloud technologies, of course, the maximum output that you would like to get and leverage with advanced technologies is definitely is going to be with cloud. Since, as we said, that it's customized, domain specific, of course, we are trying to make sure that it's a end-to-end solution, but then scalability is going to be a very, very important aspect. When we say user-friendly, again, it goes back to the same thing. Whatever a customer's team is equipped with, any kind of tool and technology that they are comfortable with, we are doing it with that only, so that today we create, we build it for them, and tomorrow we hand it over to them, so that their team can take it on their own, run it. Whenever they need any help, we are there to help them. And then, of course, cost efficiency is going to be a very, very important thing, because again, as I said, that it's purely going to be a professional services, component based. If somebody wants to build anything for a specific component, we are absolutely fine. We'll build it only for the components that are created, and then accordingly it will be charged only for that services. So in most of the cases, we have seen that once we do these POCs and all, customer come to us for a larger implementation, and of course that's how we are progressing about it. Okay, so I think this was the main essence of the discussion that we wanted to have, and of course all the use cases that we shared, how exactly the user persona has changed, and how exactly Magic as an innovation team is trying to help our customers achieve the desired outcomes. So now what I will of course I would like Amit and other audience to know if at all there are any kind of questions, and I would love to answer those questions.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. That was a very insightful and a comprehensive presentation, I would say. I do have a personal question here. Then we can move to the next questions that are from the audience. What kind of strategies do you recommend for upskilling the teams who can use the advanced analytics in an effective manner?
Okay. So I think, as you rightly said, Amit, technology in today's world, has been changing drastically. So if at all you ask me very, very specifically, we are very, very open to any kind of tech stack. How we are preferring over here is whatever is the technology stack of any of the existing customer or whatever they are leveraging as part of their current infrastructure, we are suggesting them or we are making them equipped to use that only. For us, it doesn't matter what is the technology stack. And now with the inception of cloud and the way cloud is growing or the way cloud has been going, it's very important for all of us to be very, very open from a technology standpoint. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, certainly. So we have one more question from the audience. What are the biggest obstacles when modernizing analytics for legacy systems?
I think that's a great question. So as I started my conversation, I think the first thing I talked about the evolution of data that I have seen all these years. So I think the biggest obstacle in this entire journey I see is data. And that's where we are always, making sure or discussing with our customer that you need to make sure that you have a very robust data integration platform. Your data should be prepped very well when you are trying to integrate it with or leverage it, be it cloud, be it on premise. And I think that's where Magic Cloud and Magic XPI kind of data integration platform plays a very, very important role, because in most of the use cases where we have worked, what we observed is that wherever Magic XPI was being used, it has really helped them achieve the the data agnostic or what are the expectations from the data perspective in a very well defined manner. So I think data is the biggest obstacle, if you ask me.
So that brings to my next question from the audience. Like, how does Mac handles the unstructured data that is coming from the legacy systems?
Okay, great. So again, I think Mac is not at all about structured data or unstructured data. Now, I think, again, I'll go back to that. It's not only about unstructured data. Any kind of, social media analytics or social media data, Mac is very well able to equip, because ultimately we are going to use very strong data integration tools to bring data into the data hub. So the entire data transformation will be done. And then, of course, we are having our inbuilt algorithms and models which are highly equipped to handle any type of data and any size of data. So unstructured or any other format of data has not at all been a major challenge in today's world.
Great. We have one more question. This is related to the AI. So do you prefer bringing AI to your data, or you recommend bringing data to the AI?
Well, I think that's a great question, right? So, first of all, I'll give a very honest response. A lot of people in today's world, or many of the people with whom we have interacted initially, they were not even aware why they wanted to use AI. Okay, I think the most important thing is the data maturity. So I very strongly believe that first you need to make sure that your data journey, the existing data that you have, the entire data management, the data integration part of it is very, very important, so that you have a very well prepared data. Because until and unless your data is not clean or not able to address the aspects, bringing AI or any other thing is not going to help you. So the first step is get your data ready. Once you feel that your data is up to that maturity level state, then definitely these additional tech stacks or innovative tech stack like AI, Gen AI, LLM models and all these things can going to help you. So I think data is very, very important.
Okay, right? So there's a follow-up question on this. So does that mean that there's going to be a shift from cloud to on-prem to leverage the AI/ML capabilities?
To be very honest, what I have observed until now, people who are there on-prem are planning to go to the cloud. That's what it is, because of the volume of the data that is massively growing. But at the same time, as I told you, that if at all there is somebody or any existing customer who wants AI to be leveraged on-prem side of the things as well, and in fact we had certain customers with whom we are talking, that is also something that people are looking forward to. But ultimately, I think cloud is going to be the most important aspect going forward.
So, Himanshu, we shared a case study about the gas leakage that we were able to identify, right?
Right.
So, how exactly we were able to analyze that, and how the predictive analysis worked for identifying the gas leakage? This is a question from Hemant Sharma.
Great. So I think this is a very, very technical deep dive. I think it will take much more details. It can be a separate discussion, but let me try to answer it in a very, very specific way. The models that we have created for this particular manufacturing customer was purely considering their scenarios that they have observed in the past or they are anticipating in the future. So this gas leakage thing, as I told you, was something that they had already gone through in the past. And then we validated their existing model, or rather the existing process, because they didn't have a model. What is their data management process right now that they have? And we saw some flaws over there. So of course we helped with them, and it's an internal solution technical that we did. We first made their entire data management pipelines and all those things were created, and then considering machine learning models, these scenarios were modeled or added as part of the data that was or data inputs that were provided to us from our customer. And as I said, that anybody who wants to have a separate deep dive into any of the use case, they can reach out to us separately, because this is a very, very technical implementation done, POC kind of a thing that we will answer.
Definitely, I'll recommend Hemant to get in touch with us so that we can get into more details with respect to the question. There's one more question. There's like literally a flood going on with respect to the questions, Himanshu here. There's one more question which is intriguing for me. So, how data privacy is being taken care since we are exposing all our critical data to the AI and analytics?
Right. So I think data privacy, data security is a very, very important aspect. And with cloud, I think all the cloud environments are making sure that they are having a lot of robust implementations within them. So that is first thing. And since we are going to implement it on any cloud, all the cloud related security aspects are going to be taken care of that. Another aspect to it is, let's say, as part of Magic Advanced Analytics Center, we are working for a pharma company, and there is a GDPR compliance that needs to be complied to, or there is a HIPAA compliance that we need to follow. Our system is equipped to follow those things as well, because that's how you are going to do that. Because when you are working in life sciences domain, there's a lot of federal data that's there. So we are making sure that data privacy, data encryption, data security as part of the entire implementation is going to be purely on the basis of how our customer is expecting. Whatever are the compliances that they want us to follow, we are equipped to follow that. And at the same time, if they want any recommendations from us, and Magic being a very cloud agnostic forum, we always have our team of cloud experts who can come and tell how exactly this data privacy and security can be taken care of. So that's a very important aspect that we are considering.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. We do have more questions, but I think we'll try to reach out to them personally to get those addressed. But we are at the end of the session today, and I would like to express my gratitude, Himanshu. Thank you for sharing so much of insights. To summarize today's session, the key themes that we highlighted is talk to your data, then make sure that you are using AI/ML for a tangible business outcomes. One of the important aspects is you have to be focused towards compliance and ethical data usage, wherein the compliances come into the picture, as you mentioned, GDPR and all those scenarios. And that's everything for today's session, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be doing more of such sessions in future as well. We'll be keeping you notified for all of those. And with this, I'll end the session today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you so
today.
much.
Thank you.